Have you ever noticed that the people with the most money talk about it the least? While everyone else is flashing credit cards at dinner, posting vacation photos they can't afford, and bragging about their latest purchases, the truly wealthy are quiet, almost invisible. Hi, I'm Andrew Meet Rich, and I used to be that guy showing off. I remember maxing out 3 credit cards just to keep up with friends who were also maxing out their credit cards. We were all broke, pretending to be rich, drowning in debt together. It wasn't until I stepped away from that social spending trap that I finally started building real wealth. Today, I want to share 7 psychological reasons why financially intelligent people often avoid the financial crowd, and why following their lead might be the smartest money move you ever make. This isn't about becoming antisocial or hermit-like. It's about protecting your financial future from the spending pressures that keep most people broke. Whether you're drowning in debt right now, living paycheck to paycheck, or just tired of feeling like you're always behind financially, understanding these psychological patterns will change how you think about money forever. Some of this might make you uncomfortable. It definitely made me squirm when I first realized what I was doing wrong. Hit that like button if you're ready for some honest financial truth, and subscribe because even if today's topic doesn't feel super relevant, the next one could change your life. Let me tell you about Sarah, a friend who completely shifted my perspective on money. Sarah makes good money as a nurse, but you'd never know it. She drives a reliable 10-year-old Honda, rarely goes to expensive restaurants, and when we'd invite her to costly group activities, she'd often politely decline. For months, I thought she was struggling financially. I even offered to pay for her a few times, which she kindly refused. Then one day, she mentioned casually that she was considering early retirement at 45. I nearly choked on my coffee. "How is that even possible?" I asked. She smiled and said something that hit me like a brick wall. "Andrew, I stopped trying to prove I had money and started actually keeping it instead." That's when she showed me her investment accounts. While I had been spending $2,000 a month trying to look successful, fancy dinners, designer clothes, the latest gadgets, Sarah had been quietly investing that same amount for 5 years straight. The math was brutal. My net worth was negative $30,000. Hers was positive $400,000. Same income, completely different outcomes. That conversation happened on a Tuesday afternoon in a free park, drinking coffee from her thermos. The most valuable financial advice I ever received cost absolutely nothing and came from someone who looked like she had the least money in our friend group. Here's where most people get stuck. You know what drains your bank account faster than anything? Surface level money conversations. The "how much did that cost" small talk. The "did you see what they're charging now" complaints. The endless discussions about sales, deals, and what everyone else is buying. Smart money people avoid these conversations like the plague because they recognize something crucial. Talking about spending leads to more spending. It's called social contagion, and it's killing your wealth. When someone starts talking about their new purchase, your brain automatically begins comparison shopping. When friends complain about expensive gas prices, you start noticing every price increase everywhere. When coworkers discuss their weekend shopping trips, you suddenly feel like you haven't bought anything fun in weeks. I used to get caught in these money conversations constantly. Someone would mention a new restaurant, and boom, I'm there the next weekend spending $60 I didn't have. A colleague would talk about upgrading their phone, and suddenly my perfectly good phone felt outdated. The reframe: every minute spent discussing what to buy is a minute not spent thinking about what to invest in. Every conversation about spending is rewiring your brain to focus on consumption instead of creation. Here's your action step. For 1 week, keep track of every conversation that leads to you spending money within 24 hours. You'll be shocked at the connection. The financially intelligent have learned that protecting your mental space from spending talk is just as important as protecting your wallet. Here's something that might sound familiar. You walk into a store for one thing, and 30 minutes later, you're walking out with bags full of stuff you didn't plan to buy. For most people, shopping is mindless. For financially smart people, it's mentally exhausting. Their brains are constantly calculating. Is this a need or a want? What's the opportunity cost? If I invest this money instead, what will it be worth in 10 years? Could I get this cheaper elsewhere? Do I already own something that serves this purpose? This is why they often shop alone, shop quickly, and shop with specific lists. Being in a group makes these calculations even more complex because now they're factoring in social pressure, group dynamics, and the fear of looking cheap. I learned this lesson at Costco with my spending happy sister. What should have been a quick 20-minute trip turned into 2 hours of, "Oh, we should try this, and look how much you save buying in bulk." By the end, I had spent $300 on things I never knew I needed. Smart money people have trained themselves to recognize when their decision-making gets compromised. They know that willpower is a limited resource, so they structure their environment to make good financial choices automatic. The reframe: your brain is your most valuable financial asset. Protecting it from decision fatigue and impulse triggers isn't antisocial. It's smart business. Action step: identify your 3 biggest spending triggers and create specific strategies to avoid them. Most people surround themselves with financial noise because they're terrified of facing their money reality alone. They avoid checking their bank balance, they don't calculate their net worth, and they definitely don't sit quietly and think about their financial future. But here's what separates the financially intelligent. They are not afraid to be alone with their numbers. They actually enjoy reviewing their investments, planning their budget, and thinking about long-term financial strategies. While others are filling every moment with shopping, dining out, and entertainment to avoid thinking about money, smart money people are reading financial books, listening to investment podcasts, and having deep conversations with themselves about what they really want from life. This isn't about being antisocial, it's about being intentional. They'd rather spend a quiet evening reviewing their portfolio performance than go to an expensive dinner they can't afford just to avoid feeling left out. I used to be terrified of looking at my credit card statements. I would literally throw them away unopened because facing the numbers felt too overwhelming. Now, I look forward to my monthly financial review because I finally have numbers worth celebrating. The reframe: financial solitude isn't lonely, it's liberating. The most important financial conversations happen between you and your goals. Your action step: schedule 1 hour this week to sit alone with your financial numbers. No distractions, no judgment, just honest assessment. This single habit separates the financially successful from everyone else. The people building real wealth aren't running from their money reality, they're running toward it. Here's the final truth about financially intelligent people: they're not antisocial, they're selective. They'd rather have deep conversations with 2 financially minded friends than superficial money talk with 20 spenders. They know that your financial circle determines your financial future. Show me your 5 closest friends' spending habits, and I'll predict your bank account balance with scary accuracy. Instead of trying to impress hundreds of acquaintances with expensive lifestyle choices, they invest in relationships with people who share their financial values. These are the friends who celebrate paying off debt, who get excited about investment returns, who understand that saying no to expensive group activities isn't personal. My turning point came when I found just one financially intelligent friend who understood my goals. Instead of peer pressure to spend, I finally had peer support to save. Instead of competition over who had the latest stuff, we competed over who could increase their net worth faster. The most valuable financial discussions don't happen at expensive restaurants. They happen over free walks in the park, cheap coffee at home, or phone calls that cost nothing but change everything. Don't wait for the perfect financial moment to start making smarter choices. Start today by protecting your mind from spending influences and seeking out people who understand that true wealth is built quietly, consistently, and intentionally. Your future financially free self will thank you for every superficial financial conversation you chose to skip and every meaningful one you chose to have instead.